Been quite a great year for Thames, but social media was very interesting yesterday as she put out a stern warning telling you not to make her into your role model or put her into any box. Anyway, we have good news coming from Thames, and of course, she's not the one presenting it. Sam Dandy is on standby for that. Good morning, Sam Dandy.
Hi, good morning. At
Did
some
you see
point,
the
I was
warning that Thames gave us?
At some point, I thought maybe Thames was around us.
They said you didn't read the terms and conditions before you decided to sign up to Thames Music.
Nice.
So she has given us the terms and conditions.
Hopefully, she gives us an album called that, actually. That would make sense.
That would be really
That'd
nice.
be
I think
nice.
I've seen that a couple of times. That would be really nice.
All right, now there's so much happening in Thames' life, but let's start with this one. No doubt it's been a great year for the Nigerian singer called Lydia Forson, popularly known as Thames. Whether it's for her several groundbreaking awards or topping global charts, or collaborating on international projects like the Wakanda Forever, we can't get over that. Thames has certainly proven that there's no need for competition. Now, the Soul Train's Best New Artist Award winner has just graced the cover of British style magazine Days. Now, Thames opened up on her current state of mind regarding competition with the magazine. Here's what she said. She says, "There cannot be any competition because I'm just being 100% myself. If you want something else, you can go elsewhere. It's not by force," that's what she says. While it's typical for fans to push the agenda comparing their favorite stars, Thames has made it clear. Now, the star had previously also been featured on the cover of British magazine's GQ Hype and is gradually becoming a force, even for fashion-wise. But just a few hours, Thames fired a warning at those who have false expectations or thoughts about her. Now, starting off with a tweet that read, "Thank God I'm free," the Nigerian songstress followed with several other tweets, one of them that says, "I don't know who needs to hear this, but I am not your Christian savior. I didn't come here to uphold your beliefs about God. I will not fit into this box you tried to put me in. I won't satisfy you in that area because, please find the person that will, or ask yourself why you care." Now, here's the thing. Do we know why Thames made this recent series of tweets? I have no idea. Could it be maybe because of the recent pictures and the outfits that she wore? But to be honest, only her knows. We've seen celebrities go on series of rage tweets in the past, whether it was Rema or Kanye West. I guess no one can ever tell except they come out to give this information. Now, Thames is definitely making us proud, and that is what we will hold on to, right? Whether it's in the music scene or taking Afrobeats to the entire world, we're super proud of her contribution, and we're going to take that with us. Now let's go to the Gold Coast, where over the past months, several Ghanaian stars have cried out publicly over the hardship within the country. Unfortunately, it seems things haven't eased out yet. Actress Lydia Forson has just opened up in a series of posts about her concern over the government's decision to raise taxes at a time when she says many are suffering from poverty due to high inflation. Now here is what she says. "When you think about how hard things are in this country, it can easily send you into depression. In fact, I'm almost certain a majority of us are battling depression. We just force ourselves through it each day. Worse is that we're being led by people who don't care." That's unfortunate. Lydia, in another post, highlighted some of the issues that affect the people, especially the finances each month between transportation, accommodation, and food, saying you barely have enough for anything else, but your leaders believe, let's tax them some more. Now, the country's Minister of Finance and Economic Planning, Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, has, as part of 2023 budget statement and economic policy, presented to Parliament on Thursday last week, proposing a 2.5% increase in value-added tax to support roads and digitization agenda of the government, they say. Well, it's not unusual for policies and regulations to change, but we're hoping that the standard of living in Ghana improves. Especially if celebrities use their voices to keep complaining, and hopefully it's heard and a change is made. Because, you know, if it affects celebrities, then certainly imagine the mere man. But let's move to the international scene, where it's a few days gearing up to the release of his upcoming film, Emancipation. An American multi-award-winning actor, Will Smith, has finally made his first TV appearance since the infamous Oscars slap. On an episode of Trevor Noah's The Daily Show, Smith opens up calling the night of the Oscars altercation a horrific night. When asked about his journey in the months since the slap incident, Will Smith said this. He says, "There are many nuances and complexities to it, you know, but at the end of the day, I lost it. I guess what I would say, you just never know what someone's going through." Now, 54-year-old Smith continued explaining that he was going through something that night. According to him, not that justifies my behavior at all, is what he said. Now, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air star opened up saying the most painful part was taking his hard and making it hard for other people. Now, this is the idea when people say, hurt people, if you understand what that means. Will Smith, who saw his father abuse his mother as a little kid, opened up about all those thoughts in that moment at the Oscars, but that it's not the man he wants to be. Viewers even saw Smith break down emotionally live on television as he tried to explain the rage that he's had for a long time and the journey to forgiving himself for being human. Speaking on his upcoming film, Emancipation, Smith said he completely respects if audiences aren't ready to see him, but that his deepest hope is that his actions during the 2022 Academy Awards don't penalize the team who have worked on this film. He says, I admit, right, we just hope that the power of the film's story, because it's super important and its timeless value, will draw people to see and enjoy the film set to drop on the 19th of December. And hopefully we get over judging him for his actions. But that's how much we can take on entertainment today. So much is happening, whether it's the good or the bad. But I'm certainly looking forward to Emancipation coming out in December. I will certainly see the film. And I know that Smith would do an extraordinary job, whether it's because he's good at acting or he's trying to give people a reason to forgive him. I just hope that it does its work, and we appreciate the film and his effort.
I agree. I think the movie would either do extremely well because a lot of people were looking forward to seeing him after the Oscar incident, or to do very badly. You know, it's either of both. You know, I'm hoping it's the former. I hope it does very well. And also, I feel he should let it go. You know, and these different 9,700 excuses as to why he, you know, slapped Chris Rock. I think it's just let it go. Stop explaining.
Right.
Stop. You know, listen. Everyone, I believe, has moved on. That's one thing. But another thing that I find very, very interesting is how there was more outrage at Will Smith than there is at Balenciaga. And if you follow the Balenciaga story, they basically have been called out for pedophilia and for promoting pedophilia. There's barely been any outrage. Nobody said anything.
Well, there are a few people that
compared to Will Smith? Really? And Kim Kardashian put out some very weak, embarrassing, pathetic statements 2 days ago. I'm just pointing this out because I need people to understand that there's, anyway.
Do you think
maybe when we'll talk about
this. Do you think it's a case of, I don't want to say racism, but it's a black person, of course, being judged for what he did, and white people have it easier? Is that what you think this is?
Not just the racism aspect, because you know, if you call out racism, you might then bring in Kanye West and see what he's currently dealing with. But I think it's more of, this is where I'll put it. They know you better than you know yourself. They tell you what to be outraged about.
So in some way, what plays out sometimes is that the media dictates the tune that people dance with. So it's just the same way in comment section. If you post something and the first few comments are criticizing it, you would notice that all of a sudden the comments following it will just start to criticize. It's a bandwagon mentality. In the same way that when people start to hype you up, you then start to see more people hyping you up. So we find that when there are more people speaking up, the moment more people start to speak up, more celebrities start to speak up against Balenciaga, what we will then see would be everybody jumping on it. The same way we have a cancel culture. Once they cancel one person, everybody cancels the person. We support one person, everybody supports that same person. It can be quite scary, to see, but I mean, there's so many angles to this. Back to Will Smith, I wish him all the best, and I hope that he can find his footing in the entertainment industry. He's a legend, and I do hope that this incident doesn't scar his career for life.
All right. Thanks a lot, Sam Dandy. Good to see you.
Thank you for
again.
having me.